At the beginning of the movie, we meet a girl named Bea. The heroine tries to get to the toilet in a coffee shop, but she is refused because she is not a customer. A man from the queue decides to help Bea by pretending that she is his wife and paying for her tea. Introducing himself as Ben, he offers to wait for the heroine and hold her coat. Bea has an unpleasant incident with her jeans, but manages to deal with it. Ben decides to ask a girl out on a date, and they have a nice chat while strolling through the streets of the city. Bea tells him that she has been doing gymnastics for many years and is studying to be a lawyer. Ben invites the heroine home and cooks a meal for her. All night, the couple talks sweetly, and after falling asleep together on the couch. In the morning, Bea decides to discreetly leave, however, the guy hears it. Talking with her friend on the phone, the heroine realizes that she met a wonderful person. After this conversation, Bea decides to return. Meanwhile, Ben is socializing with his friend Pete. Not wanting to admit that he really liked the heroine, Ben says that she was SOSO. However, this conversation is overheard by Bea and he becomes very upset. The action moves forward 6 months. In a bar, Ben meets Pete's sister, Claudia, and her girlfriend. Unexpectedly, it turns out that Hallie also has a sister, Bea. The heroine feels awkward saying hello to Ben. The guy jokes about how the girl once snuck out of his apartment, and the heroine recalls the unpleasant words she heard about herself. The couple quarrels, which Claudia and Hallie watch with interest. It turns out that after that incident, Bea met her future fiancé Jonathan. Soon we learn that Claudia and Hallie are preparing for the wedding and invite everyone to the celebration in Australia. It turns out that Ben and the heroine are taking the same flight there. The guy jokes again about Bea running away from under the crown, and he is amused by the coincidence of their routes. At night, the heroine notices Ben's cookies and decides to stealthily treat herself. However, Bea does not do it very skillfully and almost wakes up the guy. At the airport, Pete meets Ben and the heroine. It turns out that they will all have to live in one big house until the wedding. Bea is indignant and says that such a thing should have been warned in advance. Australia impresses our heroes with its scenery. The two brides, along with Pete, are going to the beach. Ben and the heroine are going to go with them. On the beach, Claudia talks to the guy and tells about her worries about the organization of the wedding. Suddenly, on the beach, Ben notices his old acquaintance Margaret. Meanwhile, Bea is frolicking in the water with her sister. Hallie hopes the heroine isn't upset that she's not the first to get married. Bea assures her that everything is fine and continues to have fun. Suddenly, the heroine notices Ben talking to a beautiful stranger. Hallie tells her that it's Margaret, who broke the guy's heart once long ago. Bea laughs and says that he doesn't have one, which means there was nothing to break. Margaret reveals that she has a new partner, Beau, and calls her relationship with Ben a temporary fling. Meanwhile, Bea learns that she has been expelled from law school. The girl thinks how she can tell her parents about everything and decides to hide this information for a while. Innie and Leo begin to pressure Bea, wanting her to get together with Jonathan as soon as possible. This causes the upset heroine to cry in the bathroom. Meanwhile, Ben delves into the past and reviews his photos with Margaret. Before dinner, Claudia's parents give a touching speech about how happy they are to see everyone in their big house and to expand their family. During the party, Innie continues to chat with her daughter about law school and Jonathan. The family decides to play crocodile, and Ben once again teases the heroine. The couple quarrels and accidentally sets off fireworks, causing a fire to start. Margaret saves the day by taking off her dress and putting out the fire. Claudia worries that because Ben and the heroine are fighting, because the whole wedding will be ruined. Then Carol proposes to bring them back together again to quell the hatred that destroys everything around them. In the morning, everyone is busy with their own affairs. Ben is working out, Bea is enjoying a swim in the pool, and her parents are walking on the beach. Meanwhile, Carol is doing yoga, and Margaret and her new boyfriend are playing tennis. Claudia and Hallie imitate loud dialogue to let the heroine know that Ben is a good guy. Pete and Roger do the same. The heroes guess that they are desperate to be brought together. After that, Carol asks Ben and the heroine to swim to the yacht for glasses. Turns out that the guy is not a good swimmer, although he does it every day. Bea helps him get to the yacht. Unexpectedly, the heroine sees Jonathan on the beach and realizes that the parents are again trying to reconcile them. Bea suggests that they pretend to be in love. Then she will not have to reconcile with her fiancé, and Ben will attract Margaret's attention. Soon the hero's plan begins to work. Claudia and her fiancé believe in the reconciliation of Ben and the heroine. Meanwhile, Jonathan feels uncomfortable seeing that Bea is happy with another man. On the viewing platform, the couple decides to additionally convince everybody of their romantic relationship. Ben grabs the heroine, however does so rather awkwardly as he is embarrassed by the onlookers. Unexpectedly, Bea discovers an enormous spider on the guy. As a consequence, Ben becomes hysterical and completely undresses. However, all these scenes were never seen by anyone. It turns out that Pete discovers a koala, and everyone takes to watching the cute animal. Back home, Ben teaches Leo how to dive into the water and tells him that his mom told him about this secret. Bea tries to convince her parents that she and this guy are together. The heroine thanks Ben for helping her father and treats him more favorably. The guy communicates with Beau and is amazed at his shallowness. Meanwhile, Bea decides to play a game of chess with her ex-boyfriend. Jonathan asks the heroine about her college studies and her chosen direction. Bea answers evasively and thanks the guy for his understanding about Ben and her parents. Meanwhile, Innie and her husband are contentedly watching the couple from the sidelines, believing that all is not yet lost. Meanwhile, Margaret is more favorably disposed toward Ben. Guy asks Bea to fake a little discord in their relationship. Ben hopes that this will help Margaret become more persistent and encourage her to achieve him. The whole family is rehearsing for a wedding on a beautiful ship. Bea is torn between Jonathan and Ben, and both boys look at her with admiration. Bea's parents are convinced she should go back to her fiancé, but Carol and Roger don't see it that way. Meanwhile, Margaret is busy with Beau, and then the heroine decides to act. A simple dance with Ben does not help, and Bea offers to simulate a scene from Titanic. All the guests watch this cute picture with amusement. Margaret and Jonathan stand the furthest away, feeling mildly jealous of the heroes. Meanwhile, Ben and the heroine rejoice that their plan worked. However, when Bea tries to climb down, she suddenly loses her balance and falls into the water. Ben rushes to her aid, and soon the yacht notices the lovers missing. The heroes wait at the buoy, and Bea tells him that she broke up with Jonathan because he is too good for her. Also, the heroine never told him or anyone else that she dropped out of law college and would soon be expelled. Bea finally admits that she ran away because she was afraid of her feelings for a man. Ben reveals that this really upset him. That's why he then told Pete those unpleasant words about the girl. Bea suggests a visit to the Sydney Opera House before leaving. Soon a rescue helicopter lifts the characters up and Ben confesses that he is afraid of flying. Then Bea remembers a song she heard in his headphones and hums it. Back home, the heroes again say the same toast, after which they kiss. Ben and the heroine spend an unforgettable night together, finally not shy to show their real feelings. Before going to bed, Bea hints that he does everything wrong and makes mistakes. This attitude upsets Ben, and he decides to leave. Bea notices everything and gets discouraged, not realizing the right thing to do. The day of the wedding comes. In the morning, both characters feel depressed. Claudia asks Bea to pick up the cake along with Margaret. Peter talks to a friend while shopping for flowers and urges him to choose Bea because she is special. Meanwhile, the heroine herself indirectly gives Margaret permission to hit on Ben, since she herself is already confused about her feelings. Ben accidentally blabs to Pete about Bea dropping out of law college. Soon, the girl's parents find out about it and start a quarrel. In the end, Bea fights with her boyfriend and tells everyone that they were only pretending to be in love. Meanwhile, Pete's dog ruins the wedding cake. Claudia gets terribly upset by these incidents and leaves. While everyone is preparing for the celebration, the girl quarrels with Hallie, believing that it was Bea's arrival and their quarrels with a man that ruined the whole wedding. This conversation is accidentally overheard by Ben. The guy goes to Bea and offers a temporary truce. During the wedding ceremony, the heroes occasionally glance at each other. At the celebration, Bea apologizes to his parents, and they do the same. Soon we see Margaret dancing with Ben and kissing him. An upset Bea notices this and is about to leave the gala so as not to spoil her sister's party with her feelings. Meanwhile, Ben pulls away from Margaret and says that he doesn't want to live in dreams, wanting to revive the past that no longer exists. The whole family supports the guy's desire to find Bea and explain his feelings to her. Ben jumps into the water and asks for emergency services to be called. By helicopter, he flies to the opera house because he is sure that Bea will be there. Ben gets to the beloved girl and confesses everything to her. Having become a couple, they return to the wedding and continue to enjoy their feelings. This is the end of the movie. Thank you all for watching this video to the end. Give this video a like. Write in the comments what you think about this movie, and see you in new videos.